Hello, ladies and gentlemen, or should I just say gentlemen? I'm Isaac, and today I'm going to give you 5 ways you can instantly improve your jiu-jitsu game as a beginner. What do I know? As a white belt myself. No. Quick disclaimer, keep in mind, these are just my own personal opinions from what I have experienced to help me improve. It's not guaranteed or a secret cheat code, just some things that helped me and hopefully can help you too. Okay, thanks, back to the video. If there's anything you know about jiu-jitsu, maybe you're a beginner, or maybe you've been for a long time, I would say the belt that has the biggest difference in skill level is white belt, because there's people who are just starting off who don't even know the basic functions and body movements to people who are basically blue belts and just sandbagging. I want to share with you beginners today the 5 things that really helped me as a white belt improve my game way quicker. Before we get into the 5 tips though, I wanted to point out the obvious. Go to class. Be consistent, keep training, watch videos. All these things are honorable mentions and above that, but the tips are different. So with that, here's the 5 tips. Starting with number 1, the first tip I want to share with you guys is if you're just starting off, if you're just learning jiu-jitsu, the best thing to do is to learn how the body works. I know it sounds super simple and super obvious, but I feel like many people just skip right over this and they just think about technique and executing sequences. But first and foremost, learn how your body works. Learn what hurts when you bend it or what doesn't hurt. That'll help you in submissions in the future, but also to learn how to move your arms, how to crawl around on the ground, how to shrimp, how to do all these basic body movements, because the more that they become second nature to you, the easier it is to learn and pick up new skills and actually apply them to new submissions or movements or being able to get into positions. Is first and foremost knowing how your body works. Some helpful ways for me was watching other videos, stretching, doing simple jiu-jitsu warm-ups and workouts and hip movements, and just becoming more limber with my body. But even that, in learning and understanding submissions, it helps so much more when you understand the body. The second tip I have for you is to adapt. And what do I mean by adapt? I mean get creative with how you do things. Sometimes we tend to focus just on step-by-step how to do it. And while that is good, it's also important to know that people have defenses for that. And if they defend it, you don't just stop and give up, but keep going. Try to tweak your game, how you execute things, and continue to adapt. Stay calm if somebody breaks out of your armbar or whatever you have them in, or you get put in an armbar. Stay calm, know what you have to do, but also at the same time, continue to adapt to how the other person is attacking you. It's never gonna go the way that you want it to go exactly, because the other person is trying to throw you off your game and they're trying to push you at their pace. So be able to adapt to the pace of the jiu-jitsu. That doesn't mean go 100% against your partner or some dad that's just training for fun, but be able to think fast and react fast. Tip number 3, use all your limbs. I know the past 3 steps have been talking about the body, but it's so important because it's a physical sport. And so when you're doing jiu-jitsu, it's all about moving your body and being aware of your body. And what I see a lot of beginner white belts do is they forget to utilize all their limbs at the same time. I see people who get in mount and they just completely forget that their legs exist. It's not just the hand game all the time in jiu-jitsu, it's also using your legs, your head. Be able to learn, and as you get comfortable, like in the first step, as you get comfortable more and more with your body, be able to learn how you can utilize every limb the whole time that you're rolling. Also with knowing that is address their limbs. If they have their arms on you and you're not fighting them, you're kind of just giving them free positions. So be aware of their limbs and their body, and also be aware of yours. That's going to help so much. But moving on from the body, tip number 4 and 5, they're kind of in the same thing, and this one is addressing the ego. But real quick, before we get into number 4, I just wanted to say, if you're liking these videos, don't forget to subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and it helps me to grow the channel, share with your friends, all that stuff. But anyways, back to it. For tip number 4, one of the most helpful things is to tap often. You don't have, if you're in practice, if you're in training, you don't have to go till you die. If you're working on defense, go for it, sure. And you want to like continue to improve and strengthen your grit, go for it. Don't tap and do whatever you want, but it's not worth it to break your arm in practice and sit out from class for the next 3 months because you have to recover. It's better to just roll. If they get you in a good position and it feels tight enough, just tap and just keep rolling. It'll help with the consistency. It'll help with your longevity. You don't have to fight it all the time. And if you're passing out every single class because you're getting choked out and you're too stubborn to tap, you're not going to learn. You're actually probably going to be losing brain cells. So tap a lot and tap often. On to number 5. The 5th tip I have for you is to roll with people. The 5th tip I have for you guys is to roll with people who are better than you. If you're rolling with white belts who are at the same level as you, you'll learn, you'll get better, but it helps so much more when you can find people who are better. You can ask them questions, you can copy their technique and how they do things. It also helps too that they're a little bit safer. I would say they know their body better versus somebody who's also new to jiu-jitsu. They might be spazzing out or they might be trying new things and they could hurt you really bad. And with that, you'll just be able to excel your game so much more when you are learning from people who are so much better than you. That comes the ego too. You just put it to the side. Jiu-jitsu isn't about just being better than everybody else, but it's everybody's on their own journey of learning and improving. And if there's any way for you to improve better, it's to work with people who are already better than you. And hopefully you can gain some information from them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment down below any other tips that you might have or any other things that you think are super helpful. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say on how you improved your jiu-jitsu game and learned some lessons from them. But that's all I have for you guys. If you want to watch other videos, you can click over here. I have a playlist of just every video documenting from beginner white belt to hopefully I'll be a black belt in the future. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing.